Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We continue with the next session to the issue and under the title Everything Free, Losing Control of Content. And we will discuss about the career of content and copyright in the times of digitization and especially in the cultural field, so-called hip-hop. And I'm very proud to introduce to you Dr.Charlie Funk, aka Afrika Islam, who is a very, very famous DJ and has a remarkable track record. He is not only as a DJ, also as a dancer. You were a dancer before at the beginning, and afterwards you were a producer from Ice-T, and he remixed Eurythmics, Michael Jackson, De La Soul, and the Wu-Tang Clan, and such famous ones. And you also founded a radio called Solo Beat Power. And now we like to hear some examples from you, what we have to understand under the name mashup or remix. You can do it. Come to stage, please.
The originals. Let's do the originals. All right, to make it simple, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you hear the original, and then I'm going to let you hear when it gets mashed up. To make it simple, I'm going to let you hear the original, which I'm sure you will already know, and I'm going to let you hear the mashups. Then these are straight. That's it. The rest, you'll decide.
Alors, qui dit études dit travail, qui dit taf te dit les thunes, qui dit argent dit dépenses, et qui dit crédit. Alors, qui dit études dit travail, qui dit taf te dit les thunes, qui dit argent dit dépenses, et qui dit crédit dit créance, qui dit dette te dit huissier, et lui dit assis dans la merde, et qui dit amour dit les gosses, dit toujours et dit divorce, qui dit proche te dit deuil car les problèmes ne viennent pas seuls, qui dit crise te dit monde, dit famine et dit tiers-monde, et qui dit fatigue dit réveil, encore sourd de la veille, alors on sort pour oublier tous les problèmes, alors on danse. Alors on danse. Et là tu dis que c'est fini, car pire que ça ce serait la mort. Quand tu crois enfin que tu t'en sors, quand il y en a plus, eh ben il y en a encore. Est-ce la zik ou les problèmes ou bien la musique? Ça te prend les tripes, ça te prend la tête, et puis tu pries pour que ça s'arrête. Mais c'est ton corps, c'est pas le ciel, alors tu ne bouges plus les oreilles. Et là tu cries encore plus fort, mais ça persiste. Alors on chante.
mind, but what do you mean? I am the one who would dance on the floor and around.
Load up on guns, bring your friends, fun to lose and to pretend she's overboard, self-assured, alone, the dirty word. Load up on guns, bring
Thank you very much for this wonderful performance. And please take a seat next to me. My first question is, how would you describe what you have done as a mashup with your own words? What are you really doing there on the turntables?
Okay, first of all, what I was playing was the original, and then 4 or 5 different tracks that were taken from the original that had other elements or other songs added onto them. That's what the mashup actually is. This is not a remix, like licensed by the artist or the company. This is a mashup, meaning that it's taken out of context and remixed and reconfigured however the new producer wanted it to be. And that's what I did.
You work as a DJ sometimes with 50 to 60 albums in a 2-hour performance, for example, to create a new sound.
That's correct.
And you using the original music of other musicians to create your own music, as we have heard, your own sound. Do you respect about the accomplishment of other artists?
Well, being that I produced a lot of the artists, and especially with my friend Ice-T and Body Count and Afrika Bambaataa, the major people I've worked with in hip hop. Sure, of course, I respect, as an artist, I respect the originals, but as a DJ from a performance state of mind, this is what DJs do. And from being a hip hop DJ or a scratch DJ, that's my instrument. So I'm actually just playing other records as an instrument. That's what I'm doing. So all the fusion that you're hearing is really, truly creativity.
Has some of the artists you take for your new mixings or your new mashups ever complained about it?
Not to me. Because when I'm doing the mashups, I'm doing the mashups live. The mashups that I'm playing, I did none of them. I don't do any mashups at all, but I do like listening to them. And when you're in a theater of a club situation or a concert, the mashups are just another extension of the original. So I'm not selling it, I'm just presenting it.
It's a kind of event. It's only existed in the moment when you are playing it.
For me, yes, that's exactly right. When I do a mix, exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking one source and another source and blending it together, or 4 sources or 5 sources and blending it together. But the actual mashups that I play are coming from an outside source. They're coming from other creative people that have put this together in a studio, and I'm just displaying it. That's what I'm doing.
What happens when somebody records this, your live performance, and try to sell it to other people?
Well, for me, I couldn't care. I couldn't care less. Because I still believe, music is free, even though I'm part of a publishing company, even though my publisher's BMG, so I'm pretty sure they'd be pissed, somebody's selling one, but you know what? Fuck them. And in all honesty, it's a digital universe. Once it's outside of the box, it's actually out there. So I don't partake in stealing other people's material, but I do use samples. And if I use someone's sample, I'll pay for the sample. If I don't use somebody's sample and I take a element from someone else and I reconfigure it to something that I can use and it's not recognizable, then it's a new entity itself.
You said when it's out in the internet, it's gone.
It's gone. It's gone. It's gone.
There is no copyright in the internet.
You know what? That's a good question. It's gone.
So you lost control.
It's gone. It's over. You're not getting it back. I mean, that's not, I mean, this is, I mean, internet, you're just dealing with source. You're not dealing with anything else. So it doesn't matter if it's a video source or it matters if it's a music source, if it's on the internet. And you cannot find out where it came from. It's gone. It's out.
You don't worry even it's your property.
Quite, I mean, my take of the situation, I'm a kid from the South Bronx. I grew up breakdancing on the street for pennies. I went from there to producing what people know as hip-hop, but I was one of the one of the 4 people that started what is called hip-hop today. So from going as a kid at 7 years old to winning a Grammy and an Oscar, I couldn't care less. I've already done what I'm supposed to do. I've created an entire industry of, you know, nobody said that we were supposed to scratch on records, you know. My grandmother didn't think I was going to scratch a Liberace record, but I did. And if that got me to the Grammys and Herbie Hancock thought it was a great idea, it worked. So everything I've done has been a pioneering. I don't think my mother thought when I was spinning on my head that that was the dance she intended her child to do, was spin on my head. That's probably a very dangerous thing to do, but it's what we did. And so that's why I say at this particular point, I couldn't care less. My publisher would care very much if my works are being sold, but I don't really care. As an artist, I don't care. And I'm pretty sure that's coming from a lot of other artists. Don't blame it on us. Blame it on technology. I didn't create the internet. I didn't. I didn't create the internet. And if I did, I'd take credit for it, but I didn't do it.
So it's also an open question. So when you have any question, feel free to ask. Are there any?
Great. No questions.
There's a question, and I jump down and give you the microphone.
So, saying that, what do you think about the fact that music companies are suing parents of 10-year-old kids who did mashups of their music videos on YouTube that are very creative and are, from my point of view, films of their own right?
Well, your point of view is your point of view, and the record companies or the publishing companies that believe that they should be compensated for their original work that they paid for, that's their point of view. I still believe that YouTube is a medium, and as I know in Germany, I've seen a lot of expressions and creativities in YouTube banned, and I think it's because the Sony BMG have taken, well, that's my company, unfortunately, but I feel that's a bad situation as well. But in the real world, this stuff is going to keep going on and on and on and on and on. I mean, you know, it's the technology. You know, once you start getting things into laptops, you're going to get what you have now, you know, saturation. I believe it's freedom. And of course, at the same time, as an artist, I think artists should be paid. And if there's some kind of medium where an artist and a new artist, because that's what a mashup remixer is, he's really a new artist being creative. If there's some kind of way that it works together, unfortunately, when you bring in the legal aspect of it, things get fucked up. It's always like that.